Hey guys, it's me, Tatum Thrift Walker, and if you hear animals, it's because I'm at the barn. I don't want Joseph to hear any of this. I told y'all that this week I had something big, but I couldn't talk about it. Today was her sentencing after she pleaded guilty. I didn't sleep good last night. I was just in my thoughts. I prayed to my dad. I prayed to God. I said, give me the strength for me having to stand up there and speak. I had to relive this whole thing over again, and Joseph was going to be there, and that just made it worse. Because I've tried to protect him, from having to be there or having to hear the story. Because y'all know normally he puts his fingers in his ears. He doesn't want to talk about it. So we got there at about 8:45. And we didn't realize it wasn't until 10 o'clock because the judge wanted to hear this case specifically by itself. So we were in there for over an hour. I was worried because Joseph was in there, and I had so emotions, anxiety this morning because, it's hard for me to look at somebody that has done this to my child, but in my own way, it's like I want to pray for them too, and it's hard to explain that. But I went in there this morning. My papa's name is on the side of the courthouse. Like I said, my papa's name is on the side of the courthouse, and it says Judge George Tatum Thrift, and that's who I'm named after. And I could feel my daddy with me the whole time, And when I got there, when the officers met me outside, he says, Tatum, we're praying for you. I know this is hard for you. Just keep your cool. And I said, I think I've been pretty cool for 4.5 years. I'm letting the justice system do its work. And as we're sitting there, I could tell Joseph was being so good. He was sitting there. About that time, here they come walking in. And I want to say their names because it just baffles me. She come in, her daughter that threw the party, that set him up, she ran to the Army because she's running from it. She come in, one of her cousins, her friends that started a bunch of stuff on Facebook, she walked in. They didn't look at Joseph, of course. They didn't look at him. And then one of her so-called friends, the one that I got into it with her son, because he said he was going to piss and shit on my daddy's grave and watch me clean it up. Called Joseph retarded and all, and I got into it in the store down there. And I ended up paying a fine because I didn't want to go back to court. I said, I'll do my due diligence, however you say it, and I'll pay the fine. When they walked in there without a care in the world. Like the judge was going to let her walk out, nothing was going to happen. We're in the middle of the testimonies, and the GBI standing up there, he's talking, and Joseph starts shaking his head like no. Now, mind y'all, Joseph will not talk to a police officer. He will not talk to an agent. He won't talk to anybody about what happened. He's told us once, but when we told what happened, he just shut it down. He would not talk about it. It's like he was scared to talk about it. Well, as they're in there, they're telling what happened, all of a sudden, as I see, we keep saying Joseph, or seeing him do his head no. And one of the ones that worked in Dee's office, she said, he's saying no. And he's like, that's not true. That's not true. I said, it's okay, son. It's okay. All of a sudden, y'all, he puts his hand up to his mouth, and that means he's fixing to yell. He hollered, no, that's not true. Well, they stopped court, and they got Joseph, and they took him to the back. But before that, he looked at me and says, Mama, I'm ready to talk. And I said, Joseph, what is it? And I've been told by everybody he was hitting the head with a shovel. He looks at me, he says, Mama, there was a pistol involved. I said, a pistol? He said, yeah. And he said his name. He said he hit me in the head with it, and it knocked me out. Well, nobody knew this. I haven't talked about this, but there was one woman, and I won't say her name, but she called me and told me that the boy told her that he hit him with a pistol. Now, mind you guys, Joseph doesn't know nothing about that. Well, he tells me that. They take him to the back. I let my mama stay with him. I walked out. I said, I need to walk out. So I'm standing there with some of the, the district attorney people, because my heart was literally beating out of my chest like I was so upset, because I'm thinking, this young'un, he's finally admitting to what happened to him. you know. And even though she needs to be punished, they all need to be punished. Well, I told them while I spoke, I didn't want Joseph in there. I broke down on the stand. But when they asked me why did I think, what did I think her proper punishment would be? I said, and that's when I broke down, I said it's hard because she is a human being. Even though she didn't act like one, she still is. And I'm thinking of what would my daddy say? He would pray. And I said, there's nothing she can do to take it back. I told him how he's blind. I told him how he's having to learn to do everything over again. I told him how he was an athlete and everything got took from him. And I did say this, the only thing I had to conduct myself is when they talked about, they kept saying he was drunk when he got there, which was a lie. Joseph was not drunk when he got there. Joseph hadn't even been drinking. He didn't drink that he got down there. We know that for a fact. And the thing was, they even said it, the daughter of the woman changed her story so many times to try to protect her mama. Now, this girl's in the Army now. Okay, and still not admitting to none of it, still lying, you know. And here's the thing. Y'all know I support anybody that fights for our country. But how am I going to trust you to go fight for my country and you can't even tell the truth? And how is you as a mother can allow your daughter to lie for you and you take the fall for it all? You're taking the fall for all of them. But they did mention several times that her story was different every time. But they have all stuck together. I will give them that. They were all sticking together in there, you know. And I told the judge, I said, the thing is, she and all of them have no remorse. You know, there was more people involved. I let him know that, you know. And the thing is, the remorse part is the biggest thing. No remorse. Well, you know, we had several speak. Well, you know, I told you the EMT spoke, and that was her niece, and that really helped, and told that, you know, she told her to call 911. She never did. She called her, it was after 12 o'clock. She told her that he fell from a 6-foot barn. Now, the barn is at least 12 foot, one of the cops said. Okay. Well, we all know better. You know, they asked me how many doctors Joseph been to. I wouldn't name it. All the rehabs, all the doctors he's going to have for the rest of his life. I'm trying not to drag this out. I get emotional. But the biggest thing was how they kept mentioning that the daughter that threw the party had told several different stories. You know, she never said the same story. And after we took the recess and came back, you know, my mother-in-law's there. She's holding my hand. You know, we're all just on the edge of our seats. You know, what's he going to do? And basically the judge told her he declined her first offender act. And he basically told her, and he knows that more people were involved. The judge knows that. And everybody in the world is going to know it now because Joseph's going to go worldwide. He already has, and his story is going to go worldwide. And the district attorney said, you know, if there hadn't something been done about this, you know, it would make a lot of people mad because Joseph, people love him, and they love the story, and they love to see him. They want to see him win. And here's the thing. It don't matter who it is. We want accountability for what happened. And he basically told her he saw no remorse. She didn't speak. None of them spoke. They wrote letters. And I know who wrote the letters. And it says what a good person she was. And even the judge said, they're saying what a good person you are. But he wasn't seeing that. You know, he's seeing this girl here. I mean, at this point, she had not teared up. She didn't look like she had no remorse. And that's what really got the judge. And he's seen what I was saying when I said she had no remorse. So he dropped the bomb. He said, this is a felony. It will go on your permanent record. I'm giving you 10 years, a 10-year sentence with 3 years mandatory to serve in the penitentiary. So she will have to serve 3 years. After she gets out, she will be on federal probation or, you know, the big time probation, however we say it, I don't know. But if she fails a test of drinking, if she fails it of drugs, then she will go back and have to serve the rest of her sentence behind bars. She cannot have no contact with me, Joseph, any of our family. I don't think that none of them be saying anything or doing anything now because, you know, everybody's aware of the situation. I'm so proud of my son, guys. Y'all just do not know. It hurts me But he knows, and he's told us from day one, but he never come out and said it all, and today he did. And for the fact that he spoke out and he was ready to talk, and he went back there and talked to that GBI agent and told him everything. But y'all, the brain is remarkable. You know, like they said, he can start remembering things. You know, God is remarkable. But I believe my daddy was in that courtroom today. And, you know, some people are saying, Tatum, I think that she should have got the whole 10 years in prison. But here's the thing, guys. I don't wish this on my worst enemy. And if them 3 years she can get herself right and know what she's done wrong and get straight and get remorse for what she's done, I'll be thankful. I hope that all them that were involved, I hope now they see what can happen, because this is not over. You know, they think today makes it over. It will never be over for my son. Am I happy with what they brought down? Yes. Okay, I'm not mad about that. I'm done with that part. But what happened to him is unacceptable. And right now I'm not mentioning names. I don't want to do that. That's why I didn't tell you guys when it was today. I didn't want people showing up because, you know, I had to look at it like this. Y'all, I'm upset, but I know a lot of y'all have invested in his story and upset, and I didn't want nothing to happen bad today. It could have caused a different conviction. It could have caused problems. I don't want that on my conscience, because I don't wish anything like this on my worst enemy, guys. Know that I love each and every one of you, and now that God has sent me my way to go and do these speaking engagements and stuff, and, you know, tell his story and put him out there. And I'm thinking Joseph's getting better and better about wanting to speak. I think once he does this long-term rehab, I think he will do more with me. I just want to just let everybody know, if somebody's jealous of you, stay away from them. They're not your friend. Watch these people, because they will stick together. They don't care as long as they're okay. And they have no remorse for what they done. But God says vengeance is his, and I believe that because he took a stand today. I pray for her. I pray that she will get her life right. I pray that all of them will find God, but it will never be a sincereship with God until they admit what they did. Thank you all for being there for me and my family, especially Joseph. Thank you all for loving him. His birthday is September 10th. So many of y'all have asked me. The P.O. box is tagged at the top. You don't have to get him nothing. Some of y'all, if you want to make a card, I don't care. Or if you just want to say happy birthday on Joseph Strong, I'll read them all to him and y'all can see his reaction. So I want to just tell y'all I love you guys. Pray for my family. You know, pray for her daughter that I have no respect for, and even though she's in the army and I don't care, pray that she'll find some kind of peace and do the right thing. All of them today that were there, you know, everybody knows it's public. They know who they are and what they did, you know. But I'm asking y'all guys to just let justice take its course. We got it today and we're not done yet. So as bad as it is, and I know, you know, trust me, I know more than anybody, you want to take the law into your own hands, but don't ever stoop to these people's level, because God will prevail. Like I told you guys, he's going to prevail. God says vengeance is his. It's a proven fact. It's like karma. It is going to come back around. So, but God bless each and every one of you. I love you guys. Thank y'all for praying. Thank y'all for being concerned. And I will see in a minute if I can get Joseph on here. So, I love you guys. God bless you. And praise the Lord. One chapter is closed.